Yes, hello, welcome to Chax Break. I'm that one host named Dorko for you, and then the other host is Megafire.
Yes, I am that other host. I am Megafire. Hello.
Let him finish his sentence, jeez.
No.
We also have that third guy named Paper, I guess.
Don't say his real name.
I already did that bit.
I know. Uh,
Real name.
Your real internet name.
Whatever you say.
Don't do it.
Just like I know your real name is beep and boop.
well, okay. I don't really care if people know my name, but
So people care more.
right. Dorko, what are we gonna talk about today?
Oh, we got nothing. We're gonna start out. We're just maybe talk a bit about Suits and Sandals first, just because, kind of the. Well, at least it's my home base for them, just because VG nostalgia and all that, and also I like those 6 games.
Dorko's, I was gonna say fan base.
No one's
I
kept
guess
up with
it's
VG Land ever since it sort of caved in, right? Like no one's been in contact with the admin or whatever. No one
Falter?
knows what's happened to the site or anything.
Now, what
Falter's
exactly
in
do you
our
mean
Skype
by
chat.
the admin?
Well, Falser and DSG, SG, like no one knows what they're doing nowadays.
I remember hearing something about faults or just having like a straight up SMPZ forum.
It's gone.
Oh, okay.
It was a thing for like a little bit. Then I went on it, and it crashed. I happened, then it crashed.
I haven't really seen or heard of the term DSG in a while. I'm sure he probably still has his YouTube channel. I should probably just check that. Yeah.
Falter was in our Skype chat. I guess not anymore. I think it must have been when we switched Skype chats. Yeah, he's still on my Skype. He's still around. I see him log on and off and stuff. His existence is real.
Hooray. And as far as current Suits the Sandals goes, just, well, it's not really Halloween spirit, I think about it, because the whole, it's silly forum thing of there's a theme, you change your names and avatars to something, and it shows it's all Pokemon, so I sort of try to go for, like, obviously I wanted to go for Bulbasaur, so, like, I'm Bulbasaur for, actually I don't even know how long these names are going to last, a week, 2 weeks, whatever. I found a picture that's just kind of like a vampire Bulbasaur, so I'm trying to keep the Halloween sort of thing going.
I'm trying to decide what I want to do. I'm probably gonna just go with Fennekin in the end.
I knew it.
I wanted to do Charizard, but then Darth took it, and I don't want to be like Charizard X or something. He's Charizard Y.
You can be
It's
Black
very
Charizard.
important. Don't you be like the Mega Evolution of Charizard? Either one.
No. I just no. I'll just
The
I'll pick
town
it
ain't big enough for 2 Charizards.
I really like Fennekin a lot, so I don't really mind. Or Trico actually. I don't think I'll mind being Trico.
Huh.
Trico's cool. Trico was my first favorite grass starter. Okay. Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charizard were really close for me all the time. But
Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Charizard.
those 3 are great. Like, it's just really difficult to choose between the 3. But I
Who
mean,
remembers Venusaur or Blastoise? It's all about the Bulbasaur and the Charizard.
did I say Charizard?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I meant Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur, not. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's what I meant. And then, like, every other generation, there was always, like, this kind of clear one that I liked better than the other. Cyndaquil,
Cyndaquil.
all the Pokemon in that generation were kind of meh, so I just kind of went with Cyndaquil because fire. Trico was the shit. I love Trico. Trico is what I would is the first grass starter Pokemon that I've ever picked ever. Probably the last one that
Are
I
you
will
just gonna
pick.
go through all of the starters now?
Yeah, I'm just for myself, sure. Uh, let's think. Have I ever picked a water starter? I picked Froakie, even though I really wanted to pick Fennekin, but I really liked Froakie as well, so it was a hard choice, and I was like, why don't I branch out a little bit? Just because I can get Charmander again in this game, I got Froakie, and then I got Charmander, and I was pleased.
So, viewers, who is your favorite starter and why did you pick him?
Post in the comment section below.
Rate, comment, subscribe.
But yeah, there you go.
Good old Pokemons. Oh,
You
and
gotta
apparently
pick
this whole naming thing also has some Pokemon tournament involved where you need X and Y to be in it, but I guess that's not gonna happen for a while now. Not really entirely sure how that's gonna work, but I don't know. You got anything to say about that?
I haven't gotten far enough in the game.
Oh.
I don't even know what you. I, something like I don't know. I've never had all I know is that there's silly gimmick, not a gimmick thing. I guess it's a silly way to evolve a Pokemon by turning the 3DS upside down in a certain.
Unique.
I guess it's unique, but it's kind of dumb at the same time. I mean, freaking flipping your 3DS upside down.
Well, I
There's-
don't know what Pokemon it's for, so maybe it's more obvious, or I mean, it's a funny thing.
I think I looked it up, but I already don't remember.
One of the it just reminds me that one of the DS though does kind of a silly moment that's like I forget exactly what it was, but you basically like stamped your map into another one by closing the DS, and that's how you proceeded. And it's funny.
That's really weird. I
Because
don't
like
know.
one map was on the top screen, one map was on the bottom, and one had like a green mark or something. You had to like close the DS to like stamp it. It was.
Okay, that's I don't know, weird. I don't know. It just seems odd because of the whole sleep mode feature and stuff. What else is there that I remember is kind of silly to bring up about the 3DS gimmick? Oh well, this isn't a 3DS gimmick, but it's kind of a cool thing, I thought. Now this is what I think is kind of unique. There's a Pokemon that evolves at a certain level only while it's raining. So you have to cast rain, or this
Cast Rain.
not cast. Fucking a Pokemon has to use the move something that casts rain.
Isn't it like a rain dance or something?
Rain dance? That's exactly what it's called. Or splash, I think. I don't know. I don't think that.
Splash.
Not splash. Water sport. Is that what it's called? Water sport?
This makes sense.
I don't know. Something about raining, and I think rain dance. Yeah, you have to use rain dance, and then you have to be like level 50 with this Pokemon, and it'll evolve. I think it's that slug dragon Pokemon,
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
the goopy Pokemon. I don't know either.
Goofy.
The blob Pokemon.
The blob Pokemon. That's what it's called.
Cool.
I don't know what else I have to say about the game. I've only recently started. I'm on my way to second gym. So far, it's good. Gym battle music was really good. That's. Oh, I guess the only thing I have to say negative about it so far is the fact that the skates, when you get them, are automatically mapped to your analog stick. That's what it's called. Yeah. And it's kind of awkward because to walk normally or to run, you need to use the D-pad, and it feels really awkward when you're playing the game for some reason. I don't know why. Just switching from the analog to the D-pad for basic movement is a little bit odd. And
I think I
Did you move
remember.
regularly with the analog stick before you got the skates?
yeah, you can move around with the analog stick before that, so that's why it was a little bit disorienting at first.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw John on Twitter complaining about that.
Yep, and he was completely right.
Yay.
I don't know what else to say about the game at this point, so
Best one yet.
Actually, a really good one. I got into it, even though I said I wouldn't. I didn't get into black and white, so there you go. That's for perspective. I said I would drop it, and I did drop Pokemon for a whole generation.
Good work.
Thank you.
Well, I might just skip out this generation or wait till Z comes out if they do something like that.
It's probably gonna come out.
That's kind of a Pokemon habit, sorts.
I mean, it's nice that they at least did and create a new type to counter the dragon, so type isn't. It's still kind of important, but it's like you can't just use dragon now and overpower everything. Like there's still more elemental values that you got to take into hand. And it was nice that they introduced a bunch of gameplay changes just to keep things fresh. And they've done that they've been good for pretty much every gen when it comes to that. It's just 5th gen really dialed up the power meter where like everyone gets this super powered attack, and dragon at that point was still really good. Stealth rocks, from what I've seen, still seems to be a pretty dominating factor, but the new electro webs thing might throw things in it. I'm not sure that I like that new move, because now it's like you have to carry electro webs on your team or you're going to be at a disadvantage.
That's cool.
I don't even know what Electro Webs is.
It's like it lowers your speed when you switch out. So like if both teams have it out, it doesn't really do anything. But if you're carrying it and your opponent doesn't, you're pretty much going to go first most of the time. It's not sure how I feel about that being introduced, but at least they made like, what was it, defog, get rid of entry hazards now, which seems nice. It's either defog or haze. I haven't looked it up completely.
Defog sounds pretty cool, actually.
It's nice they made one of those useless moves useful.
Yeah, I have to get back into thinking about, like, the strategy behind making Pokemon moves and teams, and it just takes too long, and it's so boring sometimes, just going through all that information.
Well, when you're going through the plot or the main story, it doesn't really matter that much, but it's like the competitive gaming thing, like that's where you do have to worry about it a bit, because it does sort of become like a chess at that point.
That's what I was talking about.
And if they make it at least easier to train your guys.
I don't. In the game, yeah, you got EXP share that goes to your whole team.
Well, yeah, but it's like the whole EV thing. Didn't they make that better?
I don't know. You're gonna have to ask the Untamed Legends. The Untamed Legend.
And who might that be?
Oh, the guy that knows everything about video games.
Can I find him at youtube.com/theuntamedlegend?
No. You do not find the Untamed Legend. The Untamed Legend finds you, and then he decides if you live or die.
I think it's the same person.
No. I guess my mentality is a little screwed because of how he treats me. Someday Senpai will notice me.
But today is not that day.
But today is not that day. What else is there to talk about with this Pokemon game? I'm done. I mean, there's probably more to talk about. I just haven't gotten far enough to formulate any kind of opinion yet. It's addicting, that's for sure.
That seems fine.
Well, if it's still addicting, then there's a reason it still exists.
Yeah, anybody got anything else you want to say about Pokemon?
Yeah. Might eventually get it.
I think I'll get the new other game instead. What that new game is, just look at the October game run out and you'll just pick one.
Actually,
Yes.
I just realized something. Batman Arkham Origins came out yesterday. I was trying to remember what the actual name is. Not yesterday, or 2 days ago or something like that. I completely didn't notice.
That
What
could be
happened?
one of them.
That's a
What
good
happened to
sign.
all that hype? I
Oh.
know. What happened? I don't know. It was just kind of like everybody was like, "Oh, Batman Arkham Origins."
I have not seen much of that either, honestly.
Maybe they've just run out the formula.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't think I've heard anything negative about it. I just haven't heard about it at all.
Maybe it's just sort of become sort of samey.
It might be the case.
And now people are like, yeah, it's another Batman Arkham.
It's-
Why don't he go to, like, Gotham City instead?
It's
kind of funny because it's been like that on the backlight of Steam for like 2 or 3 days, which is, it's kind of hard to miss.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Also, Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm Full Burst 3. What a mouthful. Can we just take a moment to appreciate this and Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3 and their long ass names and how it rolls off the tongue very well, because
Sure.
I don't Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm Full Burst 3.
Is that really the full title?
Yes, that is literally the full title. I think did I say Storm?
Yes.
Yes, okay, then that's the full title.
Goody.
I know, right?
Totally could be one of the games I'm getting.
I doubt it. This doesn't seem like a game that Paper would enjoy.
Well, although when it comes to Naruto, like no interest in the actual series, but I do hear some decent to good things about like the actual games. Like they're actually kind of fun fighting games or whatever.
I prefer the Dragon Ball Z Budokai or the Tenkaichi games.
Like, those don't have insanely long titles either. Dragon
What?
Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi Budokai Tenkai Ultimate 3S Chaos Warriors Heroes.
Didn't I just say that they both did? I said I like how they roll off the tongue.
Eh. I was not that interested from the Dragon Ball game I played, which I think was the third one.
Tenkaichi 3 is kind of stupid. Or do you mean Budokai 3?
The first one.
Budokai is kind of stupid, but Tenkaichi series is a lot better.
Or maybe I meant the second one. Ah, you're confusing me.
Doesn't matter because
Are they all
Anything-
the same?
anything Budokai is kind of. I'm pretty sure it was like Dragon Ball Z Budokai, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi, and then some other Dragon Ball Z game spin-off that I don't care about.
This is not that fun. Meh.
I totally agree that it's not for everyone.
I'm not that experienced with fighting games, though. Kind of thing.
I enjoy Toho and Dragon Ball Z fighting games, and that's it. That should give you perspective on how many
No
fighting games.
Smashy Brothers.
Oh, Smash
Not a
Brothers.
fighting game.
It's- Yeah, you casual scum.
I think Toho Fighter may even be more casual scum. Well, I guess it depends on the game.
I'm sorry, but have you ever
Maybe
tried?
not casual
Alice?
scum, but fan service scum.
Oh come on, there's no fan service.
And Smash Brothers isn't. Point taken.
In Toho Fighter, you don't even tell me it's casual until you play Alice.
Yeah, okay.
This is basically that podcast where we just literally sit down and start talking about the first game that pops to mind. By the way, apparently.
Well, that's all in you.
So yeah, challenge Mega Fire and Toho Fighter, and then you can say you're a true fighting game fan.
Yeah,
Okay,
I enjoy me some Tuhu fighting because that's the only fighting I can fight.
could always just talk about Paper and I having some Diddy Kong Racing adventures.
Sure, you guys go ahead. I'm just gonna listen because I this is new to me too.
Right. So Diddy Kong Racing is a video game.
Nuh-uh.
It's kind of like Mario Kart, except not.
Except with monkeys and parrots and other.
Parrots!
Isn't there a parrot character?
There's a bird character.
Okay, close enough.
That's birdist.
Oh, you.
But yeah, there was something about Diddy Kong Racing I never knew about before, where it's like you have your single player adventure, and then you also have your multiplayer. That turns out, put in like a little cheat code, and then it's sort of like a 2-player adventure where most of it's for the overworld and bosses you take turns, but for the
That's actually a nice. Go on.
for the actual races you race at the same time. It's sort of competitive, sort of co-op in a way.
Yeah, that's a nice touch. Like, it's not just overworld is always the same person, but you, like, second player just tags along in the race. Like, you actually switch out depending on whoever wins the race. So whoever wins gets to have the joy of going through the overworld, which is actually a nice touch for a racing game. I mean, it kind of seems like Rare was loved their little hub worlds at like Mario 64, but it's actually kind of refreshing to see that like in a racing game and all that. Like they have literal overworld things as well. It's something I never really got into when I first played the game, and it's actually a nice touch. Now that I've gone back into Diddy Kong Racing.
My memories were a little confused because when I played the DS version, there was like more silly secret stuff on the overworld. I'm like, there's only like 4 balloons in the overworld. One of them is like thrown right at you at the start. Like you need that balloon to start the game. So, well, don't
What
really.
does the DS version add?
I don't really remember. There's just, I think I remember some weird thing on the beach you go to and you have to draw something and a balloon appears. I don't know. I don't remember it that well. Yeah, the DS.
It's nice that they were like trying to make things more unique on the overworld, but yeah, it does seem a little tedious.
Yeah, the DS version had a lot of gimmicky, stylish stuff. It was,
Yeah.
I guess I enjoyed it when I first played it. I don't have the game anymore, but I'm not sure if I'd really like it going back to it.
Can you explain a couple of them? How the really weird gimmicky controls work?
When you start a race, the way you get a boost is like for cars, you have to like spin a wheel with the stylus, and I'm pretty sure with the boats, the way you got a full boost was blowing into the mic to make the fan go, which was really annoying. I think
That just sounds just depressing.
I did that full boost.
I'm sorry, wait, I think I must
driving
have...
a balloon.
I'm a little lost. When did this happen in Diddy Kong Racing?
DS.
DS.
Oh, I forgot. I didn't even know that there was a DS version.
That's because I don't think anyone really played it. Not that many.
Except me. I think the plane one was just spinning a propeller, so yeah. And then also the bosses had like a version where you faced them, and I don't remember exactly how it worked, but you had a different style of control where you're facing the bosses with like touch controls or something. But I don't remember how it worked for details.
Just the bosses? Like, there's nothing like that for regular stages?
Regular stages, it was like you're I don't know how to describe it really. It's kind of like a weird first-person mode that's automatically going through the track, and you're just tapping on balloons to collect them, and that's a challenge.
Just kind of reminds me of like how Mario Kart 7 tried the first-person perspective, and it's really, really awkward.
Yeah, Mario Kart 7 is a lot more fun.
Never thought I'd hear you say that.
First person gyro control nonsense in Mario Kart 7 is pretty much the most fun part about that game.
True.
It's more fun than rail shooter tapping at balloons. I mean, come on.
Mario Kart 7 may be boring, but at least it has funny gimmicks.
Yes. But I don't want to talk about Diddy Kong Racing DS much. Like, I have a lot of.
I know when we were doing the silver coin missions, we made comparisons as well to like the DS missions that they had, where like you go through a stage, but you like do these little obstacle courses or whatever, or like even the bosses are just sort of like the boss missions in DS where you race someone like a giant enemy or whatever.
I think you lost me a bit there.
Well, it's just we were doing the silver coin missions, and it's like we kept making comparisons to DS, where it's like.
Wait, you mean Mario Kart DS?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mario Kart DS.
Yeah.
But just like how the silver coins, where you have to collect the stuff and like continue to do the race, was sort of like what they do in the missions. I mean, it's a lot harder, but it's still reminiscent of like you have to get these little points right here.
Well, I know. I remember thinking like, well, actually, I don't remember why I thought of it. Just the whole Mario Kart DS also had like racing enemies, like the big wiggler. I guess it just popped up because that's like the only similar thing I've seen compared to Diddy Kong Racing's boss battles.
That is something you don't see in very many racing games either. It's just like bosses, or like that aren't just like other drivers that you can play as or whatever. Just giant enemy bosses in racing games.
It's kind of brought a memory of some like crappy Looney Tunes racing game I played where I think like a boss was like Porky Pig. I could never beat him. Dag.
Porky the Pig?
I mean, where something like F-Zero relies on absurdly hard courses or absurdly hard missions, like Mario Kart or like Diddy Kong Racing, they had these giant enemies that you race. I mean, I don't know. Did they ever bring that back for like Mario Kart Wii or anything?
No.
I
don't think no.
Because I know I'm pretty sure 7 skipped that completely.
Yeah, Mario Kart DS is kind of like the one of its kind with Mario Kart, where it had those missions and also the boss fights.
It would be cool if they would bring some of that back for 8, but from one little I've seen, they seem to be going on the whole gravity gimmick.
Yeah, no, Mario Kart 8 basically looks like Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart 7 put together, and here's the new Mario Kart, and also this weird gravity thing. You can go on walls.
Woohoo!
It's not...
Dang it! Where's my unicycle?
Damn it! You just that was like just the Skype conversation. I remember laughing so hard. I don't remember exactly what happened. It's just like I just mentioned something like what are they gonna do? Put them on like unicycles and start laughing so much. Like that, I want a game like that.
I want a game where I play as a pogo stick. But while we were talking about Diddy Kong Racing and
there is that,
how we played that.
That sure is a game that I never really played much of.
Really?
I've only played a few times with you guys, and it was mostly just the regular old levels that you go through.
And that was another thing. Like Diddy Kong Racing just was a game I never really touched as a kid either. I mean, like Mario Kart, I generally played with friends, but like Diddy Kong Racing, we kind of played for a while. But then it's like, it's okay. I mean, I don't know what really caught on because it's basically got everything like that and adds a little touch of its own. It's just maybe the adventure mode we couldn't do together, which was sort of disappointing. But
oh, you mean like
for some
why
reason,
it didn't catch on earlier?
or it's like why we never really like played it over Mario Kart or any other like racing game. Like there was like California Speed that I played before. I know my friends and I had a bit of fun with Monster Truck Rally, some N64 game. Look it up. It's got this.
Yeah, I remember
really
it being
exciting
like it was like some fun playing Diddy Kong Racing. I don't remember, but I think like the big thing was like we need to like unlock all the courses, and it's like, But now when you find out, like, oh wait, 2 of us could play the game together, so it's much more bearable to unlock all the courses. And it's like, oh well, if only we knew about that sooner, we would have gotten around to this.
Monster Truck Madness, not Monster Truck Rally. My bad.
That game is a treat on its own, but preferably with other people.
I don't know how it stacks up today, but it's still enjoyable in my day. There's a soccer mode.
Oh god damn
That's
it!
something they can add for Mario Kart, a soccer mode.
No, you don't even fucking understand how much.
And a hockey mode.
Okay, do you remember the uphill mode?
Are you talking about freaking Excite Bike or?
No, was that Excite Bike? Oh man, I'm getting those two.
Oh yeah, that's another game that we played recently.
Okay,
or not recently, but just tried like within the past. We played it for the first time.
Yeah, Excite Bike for the Nintendo 64 had this uphill slope mode, and let me just tell you,
you cannot accelerate it up at all.
I could not
You
find.
just like start sliding down and falling.
I was lucky to get to checkpoint 2.
It's so funny to watch though.
Yeah, Dorko was just sitting there laughing as me and Pedro tried to go up and head against each other in the check. We got to like the first checkpoint, and then the second checkpoint was impossible. I finally got to the second checkpoint, and then I like flipped off the mountain or something, and it got me all the way back to the start. And I don't even fucking know. It was retarded.
We mentioned it was Excite Bike 64, right?
Yeah, we did. Excite Bike for Nintendo 64.
Goody. Well, N64 had a lot of racing games too.
Yeah, ones that I remember playing, sure. I mean, I know there's still a bunch out. I just don't really care for them anymore.
Ew. I feel kind of bad for saying Nintendo 64 had like no good games. Now recently, I'm playing N64 games. I'm like, I'm really liking this.
It's just that we went through this period of where it was like we played a bunch and we were like, wow, these Nintendo 64 games are cool. And then we like played them so much we were like, damn, there's nothing good to play anymore.
And then there's the ones that aren't as fun as I remember.
Well, I mean, really, it was just like there was a point. I'm just thinking like as someone said like N64 didn't really have a good of a library, and I just think of the games I grew up on the N64. I was like, yeah, they really weren't that great. Your Mario and your Star Fox and your Zelda. It's like, but it actually does have quite a few fun games to have on it.
When you branch out, at least. Just a little.
You gotta look for the good games to play in the system.
Is Mischief Makers the one on the X64, or is that PlayStation?
No, Mischief Makers. That's an X64 game. Could probably try that, huh?
Because that's one I've heard good things about, and mostly good things about.
I don't really understand how it plays or anything, but I do hear good things about it. I did try watching that one like YouTube show, like Continue or whatever. They just play games and talk and make the jokes, and like they try to play Mischief Makers, and they just gave up on the first level. Like, we're not really feeling
The
it.
Continue
Yeah, that's
show?
the thing. Like, it's a game that a lot of people like, but then there's like these other people. It's like, this game is lame.
You really
The
gotta,
Continue show?
But I'm
Durko?
yeah.
honestly curious.
Oh yeah, I like those guys.
I don't.
Oh.
I don't know. It's funny, but not really. I can't really just. I don't know what to say. Just not my thing. Really did not.
So you guys want to play Mario Party after this?
Don't know.
You know, the original 3, the one everyone played.
Yes.
Which one?
The original 3 Mario Party.
Which prehistoric video games are you talking
The
about?
ones people liked.
Oh, you mean Mario Party 4?
Hey, I don't like that one. Dungeon
Rarely
Duos.
do I meet people whose favorite Mario Party is anything over than 4.
Like, my favorite Mario Party is number 5. What? How?
My favorite Mario Party of all time is Mario Party 5 because it has Mario, my favorite Mario character.
And it has stickers. Eh.
It does.
Isn't that what it was? Like, you play stickers on the spaces? Or was it capsules? Basically, they were just...
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that was the capsule introduction.
Well, I think you
I
put...
think they kept it for later games, but I think 5 was the one that introduced it.
Well, I think they were like capsules, and then they were stickers you put on the spaces, like a sticker that electrocutes you, or something like that.
Well, I think it's like they're capsules when you have them, and it's like you shoot them and they become like little things on the spaces.
Yeah.
I kind of hate those capsule things. They're not capsule, the sticker things. They're kind of dumb.
Orbs.
Well, not orbs, just like the stickers.
Yes. It certainly slows the game down, especially if you do something like 50 turns.
Although, just trying to do 50-turn Mario Party in general is just sort of asking for like a Monopoly long game.
Some of the later Mario Party games do get more Monopoly-ish, like with levels or boards of gimmicks are like, pay this building and it'll be yours until blah 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 blah.
I don't know, those didn't really catch on, but I still prefer my classic Mario Party.
I wasn't really expecting this to go into N64 General. Those were the days of video games.
I remember. I remember, son, when we used to plug in the video games to the power outlet. And then
I remember when you could count the bits on your fingers. 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64,
Hey, bro,
138.
Hey, bro, how many fingers do you have?
I'm multiplying them.
Steps has science gone too far?
Dang damn
Oh my god.
it.
Is there really? We really didn't have any kind of set plan. I don't even know. Is there anything else we could really talk about right now? You guys got. I'm.
Yeah.
I'm just. I don't know. This is an interesting podcast.
As far as plans go, is maybe just talk a bit more about Diddy Kong Racing, and then you suggested killing the floor.
All right. We did. I don't know what else to say about Diddy Kong Racing. So you guys go ahead and wrap that up.
Yes. Well, I'm not entirely sure how I feel about the silver coin, like N64 coins, whatever challenges, because it's like, it's an interesting idea, but at the same time, it's like rip your hair out. Ah!
The thing about it about the silver coins is it's a little inconsistent in difficulty. Like
Oh,
some
yeah,
of the
definitely.
courses, they put them like right in front of you, so you never have to really worry about searching the stage. But then there's like where the stages where they put all the shortcuts or alternate paths. Like you basically have to take the long path for half of them,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
it's just makes it so much harder when the AI like is just so hard to catch up with.
It's really not consistent. It's like it's not really like easy. Gets harder, harder, hard. It's like no, it's like the fourth world had like this one that took us the longest, and then like the track after was like beat it in one try, I think. It's like oh, swell. I mean, I guess I could appreciate a break after that hardest course. Maybe shouldn't be complaining. uh,
But overall, it's a pretty solid racing game that I kind of didn't notice until recently when I started playing again. The drifting system is actually a lot like Mario Kart, but there's a couple things different about it. And one thing that's also nice about the characters, they do have a little more variety in the way they control. Just because like the heavyweights, they're turning, it's actually really noticeable that they have really bad turning.
yeah.
Because not only are they slow to turn, but they like start turning in the or they sort of like drift in the other direction. So you do have to worry about that.
I think there was something I forgot to tell you about. With like one of the bosses, like the hardest boss in the game, which is like the first time you raise Wizpig. It's like if you pick like a character with good turning and whatnot, good acceleration. I think like the little female mouse, I think Pipsy or something, and like Tip Top, whatever. It's like actually pretty beatable. Beat Wizpig. If you pick Crunch, it's like.
Now the problem with using slow acceleration characters is not that it's just the course is hard, or it's not hard to like outbeat Wizpig, but just the thing is when you accelerate, when you start slowing down, you'll just barely touch water, and that'll slow you down a bunch. So if you're picking someone like Crunch, this is a really big difference because Wizpig will easily catch up to you by then.
The thing
Whereas like
is
someone
that
like Pipsy is that doesn't really slow them down being in water for like half a second.
yeah.
And I don't think there's really any avoiding it because weight seems the same.
But yeah, the thing is that I found like this guy who does like I guess a walkthrough Diddy Kong Racing. He he was pretty dedicated actually because he did the story mode as every character. And I just watched when he did Wizpig as Crunch, and the interesting thing is that he got ahead of Wizpig on the first lap, and he stayed ahead for the entire race.
Was there any trick to it? Like,
I-
was he not falling in water or being slowed down by it?
I
or-
think there was one point where he would like go really far to the right to dodge the water so he didn't get into it or something. I don't know. Maybe I could like find a video game.
Did he
you
mention
can
the water
watch
being
it.
a problem at all, though?
I don't think so. There wasn't really any
Just-
commentary either. It was just like the gameplay and then like a YouTube description, really.
The water is evil.
All I remember reading was him saying something like "Crunch is tough," like it's for the masters of the game or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. Oh yeah, those bosses though. Some of them really easy, but the hard ones, they're pretty tough.
The first one's probably like the big roadblock for a lot of people when they first play the game because you gotta drive up a mountain, and getting past him at that point is trying to squeeze past a boulder and like like that.
It's not really that tough if you could stay ahead of him, but still, he's a lot harder than the walrus and the octopus. And he's like the first boss, and he's like one of the toughest ones. It's something, especially his second form. just like knocking all over tall pillars on down on you. And like, yeah. Well, once again, if you stay ahead, then there you go.
So yeah, Diddy Kong Racing, the adventure mode it gives you some sort of incentive to do all the courses and bosses, but kind of iffy difficulty range. Otherwise, pretty good game.
Yeah, it's a lot of playability to get out of the game. Although I could imagine being hesitant to want to unlock TT because you have to beat the TT Ghost on every single course. And also, he's a walking, talking clock that has an annoying voice.
Evil Satan TT.
Yeah, whatever. So that's that game, I suppose.
It's a game, that's for sure.
Did you want to talk about Killing Floor?
Sure. Why not? I mean, it's a game that seems to be fitting to the current season of October, spooky.
I stopped playing. I stopped playing that game for quite a long while. There wasn't really a specific reason or anything. I guess it's just one of those games. Like, I had fun with this, I just kind of forgot it. And then Moon was like, "Man, let's play Killing Floor." Like, okay, installed it, start playing it again. It's still fun.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I mean, sometimes it makes me want to play Left 4 Dead a little bit, but I enjoy Killing Floor a lot in its own regard.
I guess it's kind of annoying that it does kind of this grindy system that's kind of like something a free-to-play game would tack on. Or like for each class you have to like grind up points to like level up from like level 1 to level 6, and then you're all maxed out and good. I think, yeah, it's worth it for sure, but it's just getting there. It's like, this will take a while, especially when like this one class is like the Berserker. You have to like kill monsters with your melee weapons and like rank up the points. Like, yeah, I could see people getting angry at you for that. Or like the flamethrower guy, which is like maybe a bit questionable in how useful he is, but yeah. I mean, I'm sure each class has their purpose when they're level 6, but I don't know. I tend to stick to sharpshooter, just headshotting things.
Well, sharpshooter is it's generally everybody's highest class because you use it for the first 2 or 3 rounds just to get money.
Well, yeah, you only have like your pistol and like a knife, and you just shooting monsters and getting up the money. So like, and you have a good way to kill monsters is headshots, and headshots is what you need to level up sharpshooter. So there you go. It's the easiest one. It's like you're always headshotting monsters with like pistols, but are you always meleeing them? Are you always using a flame weapon? Not so much.
I think there's only a couple maps which I would actually go Berserker, because the one with the cave, the little swamp mansion place.
I think I know what you're talking about. Like the cave has like 3 paths.
Yeah, the cave, and then if you get the katana, it's really good over there because you get headshots. They're not head slices, I guess, really often, and just overall really it's fun class, but it's just not viable if you don't have too many people to support you.
What you talking about? I'd be just by myself.
Yeah, fucking Dorko for you and Moon both being berserkers while I'm a sharpshooter.
I wasn't quite by myself, but yes, that was the good times.
And then me and Moon both died, and then you were by yourself, but you only had like 12 people left to kill.
Oh, just undersell my outstanding victory. The great survivor. I think
that's what
next
I do.
round you both died again, and then I was gonna do it again, but I just got surrounded.
It's because I wasn't ready for this. I wasn't ready for the
Did you like lag or something?
I didn't have any support. Also, yeah, I think I had one of those things where you alt tab from the game and you try to go back in and it just like kind of freezes up for a little bit.
You're just standing there and just like one monster just chopped all your health away. I was like, Megafire, what are you doing? And you're dead.
It's horrible. That's why now I have 2 monitors and I won't ever have this problem ever again.
It's like, even though Killing Floor kind of has breaks between the waves where you have to go to the trader and buy weapons, really it's like you don't have any extra time really to like go make some food or something. Because no, every second counts. Like, rush the trainer, buy everything, get into a good position for the monsters come. It needs your full
Yeah.
attention. And
You think like a minute would be enough, but it's just kind of not. Because I like to take my time in the shop, make sure I'm getting the best deal, or be sure that I really want to be this perk. Speaking of perks and
what?
being late to the trader, Six just appeared, and he's like, "I am here."
He's here.
He is here.
Fascinating.
He is too late, though. What else is there to say about killing floor? It's different from Left 4 Dead and stuff, because Left 4 Dead is more like waves of zombie, but you have to progress towards a checkpoint. This is more like just waves of zombies. You just gotta survive.
Oh yeah, like Left 4 Dead, it's like there's 4 of you, and you're it's like kind of like a sort of an obstacle course, and there's zombies, regular, special, whatever, and like the goal is to get to the safe room. And if like one of you gets to the safe room and just lock yourself in there, then where the next map everyone will respawn. So it's like, oh, that's not so bad. I mean, you wouldn't want that because people come back with like 50 health. They don't have any weapons or anything except for what's
Yeah.
But still,
Sometimes ammo or weapons drop, and they disappear, but sometimes they stay, so that's good.
I mean, killing floor, the goal is just waves of monsters, and I guess it's kind of like a survival kind of thing. You're just surviving, killing everything, and like the more you kill, the more money you get. So there's that motivation too. Even though there was one map where I could just run away and stand on a crate, and I was just sitting there peacefully. I'm like, I need money.
Greed is good.
Yeah, get yourself in danger and get some monies.
This is why being Firebug, aka Pyro, is the best class, because you literally just kind of you throw fire at people and they burn to death like really fast, and you get plenty of money as a Firebug.
I'm not that experienced at the Firebug. I don't think I ever got like a more good, expensive flame weapon or anything, so I don't know.
You get the Husk Fireball thing.
Oh, like the same as the monster?
Yeah, it does splash damage.
Okay, that sounds really good. But also, I guess the big goal is that after a certain amount of waves, I don't really know the number, maybe like 11, like the very last wave is just this big boss guy. Well, he's not that big, but he's a large boss guy, and he has like a kind of like a minigun and also like a rocket launcher, and he can go invisible. It's like, you have to like really do a lot of damage. He could just tear you apart. I guess some teamwork would definitely
The Patriarch, and then when you beat him, you can yell triumphantly that you smashed through the Patriarchy. If you're into that kind of thing.
I think a typical strategy is to like get like lots of pipe bombs, stack them up, and make him like walk through them. I'm not that used to fighting the Patriarch. Like, I've done it plenty of times, but I don't really have a good hold on it or anything. Like, I'm not that confident of like I'm totally gonna win or anything. I'm like, I feel like I'm just gonna die, and it's gonna happen eventually.
Yeah, the Patriarch is weird. I don't know.
It was amazing the last game we played, where it's like everyone was dead and Megafire was the last guy. He's running away or something, and then Megafire just jumps after him and just kills him with a shotgun blast.
Oh no! I was shooting him from the back behind, and then he kills whoever one of the last people were. He turns around at me, and I'm just like, oh shit! He shoots me a couple of times. I jump up, and I'm just like, you know what? Fuck this. I lose. If I win, I win. I shot him. I spammed every single bullet I had left of my combat shotgun. We were playing on the moon base, so our gravity was turned off, and shotgun propels you like a jetpack away from where you were shooting. So I was basically flying backwards away from the Patriarch as I was just murking him with bullets, and I won with like literally 5 health or something.
Oh, good times. Yeah, Killing Floor is a real fun game.
Yeah, it's pretty silly in its own way.
Oh yeah, also the soundtrack is really good.
I haven't really paid attention to it.
It's great. I should look it up because
You know who does it?
No.
Tripwire. Tripwire does it. They also have the same voice actor for everyone,
All right.
so that's really entertaining to hear.
Well, not everyone.
Well, not
but
everyone.
I think all the playable characters, unless there's some like exceptions, but most of the playable characters,
including the Pyro skins. What does this mean? Pyro confirmed to be a British male.
to be a British.
To be a British, who also really wants money. Dosh.
Wants money.
Dosh. I've been saying that all day for some reason, just randomly saying loads of money.
Killing floor.
Give me some money.
I love that
It's raining.
There's like a little one of those mod things on the what was it, like Steam Market or
Steam
whatever.
Workshop.
No, not Workshop, that's what it was. Where you can get the Loads of Money song to play for the main menu and also the boss. You're facing the boss while you listen to catchy tune and Loads of Money.
Yeah.
It's a funny
Money. That's also a nice little tune that they say. It's a nice little callback.
Yes. It's like an ABBA song.
Yeah, ABBA. ABBA. Anyway, yeah, that's the killing floor. I don't know what else we can say about it. All I know is
gets better now. I don't know.
they're pretty different. I can't really compare the two. I mean,
Hey,
they've
Left 4
got their...
Dead has like a mod where the tank could be Donkey Kong. It makes it better.
Okay, there's also a mod where everybody could be Sonic the Hedgehog.
Mods are fun. PC Gaming Master Race.
Yes, this is the truth. Dorko speaks it.
Mods aren't exclusively PC though.
Oh, fair enough. I completely forgot about stuff like Project O. Still PC Master Race. You think that's enough?
Yeah, I was trying to think of if there was anything else we can really discuss, but I think we're pretty done. We've kind of had this like day of just free expression today. This episode podcast.
Don't be any restrictions like segments or anything. We just talk when we want to. It's
Yeah. No real strict schedule. I don't even know how long this has been going on. Probably shorter
Just an
than
update on what we've been doing and what we've been playing. What we've been doing.
Nothing. I've been too busy with school.
I've been uploading videos.
Yeah, go check out Dorko on his channel.
About games.
Well, yeah, but hey.
Dorko's one of those people who has time to play video games because he doesn't go to school. Because he's too cool.
I'm too cool for school.
Too cool for school, so go check that out. He plays a game with yours truly, Papero.
Wait.
Did I use that expression incorrectly?
No, yeah, you were basically
I'm sorry.
referring yourself as Papero.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mega Fire.
I'm sorry, I don't know how to English. This language is difficult.
That's the end.